That's right. It's the morning show. We're on our behind the scenes time here. We're getting ready to go live here in just a couple of minutes here. We got Jesse Sanchez over there getting ready to go. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Okay, so if anybody calls in, I don't think I have anybody scheduled for today. But again, my calendar and everything keeps getting hacked, so I have
We
no
got
idea.
10 seconds. And who would be interviewing on a Christmas day?
Elves of the North Pole?
Not gonna lie, that would be interesting. 2 seconds.
That's right. It's the morning show right here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope TV, and of course, don't forget we're on Alexa as well. Glad to have you with us on today's show. We got lots of stories coming in pretty quick and fast. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, does it feel like it though? I've been talking to people. People are like not so much as in the spirit as I thought they would be.
No, it doesn't really feel like Christmas. Not at all. Not like last year, but hopefully it'll balance out next year. So who knows?
Yeah, exactly. If anything, are you doing your shopping? Have you done your shopping? How do you feel? How do your family members feel as well? And we got lots of stories here. For example, coronavirus is still happening. This one, something that Jesse and I were talking about a while back, which were potential problems with certain vaccines. The latest Moderna COVID-19 vaccine is causing swelling and inflammation in patients who have cosmetic facial fillers. The local board certified dermatologist, Dr. Shirley Chi, explained what the FDA committee has noted so far. The FDA advisory committee reviewing the Moderna vaccine has noted a specific side effect involving facial fillers. What does that mean? Millions of people who have physician administered cosmetic facial fillers to smooth out fine lines, wrinkles, and enhance cheeks and lips. The reaction to the vaccine is immunological. According to the statement, it says your immune system, which causes inflammation, is revved up when you get a vaccine. That's how it's supposed to work. So it makes sense that you would see an immune response in certain areas where they see some substance that is not naturally occurring substance in your body. She also says to not let this stop you from getting the vaccine when your turn comes up, and that all the derma fillers reactions were easily treated by medical personnel. I don't know how I feel about that, Jesse.
Yeah, no, I would be worried, but we kind of already knew there would be some small side effects for certain people, so it's to be expected.
But I kind of think that's one of those things to kind of tell people, right? Like, okay, because there's a lot of people I know that take, I mean, we've had them on, right, which take Botox or other type of treatments. According to this, a couple of the patients had cheek filler 6 months prior to their vaccine, and one patient had lip filler done 2 days after the vaccine. All were treated with steroids and antihistamines, and all of the reactions resolved. But they had major swelling and inflammation. I kind of think you would want to know that, though, going in. I'm just saying. And it kind of begs the question, if it does that with certain fillers, what kind of chemical agent is in there that actually might do some more harm with other types of, prosthetics or internal, surgical devices that might be in there, like, breast implants or other things. Kind of begs the question, what's going on there, right?
Right? I'm stuck on the whole cheek implant thing or cheek whatever filler. But what do you do to get bigger cheeks?
I don't know. Cheek filler. I mean, again, no judgment to those that have done it. But I guess you can heighten your cheeks a little bit higher. There are injections that raise the volume of the area above and around your cheekbones. It provides the illusion of a more defined bone structure by injecting volume under your skin layer. Cheek fillers can also smooth out wrinkles and fine lines. Okay, so it gives you kind of like that. I want to say Angelina Jolie look back. It makes it just puffs them out a little bit more, so they're less sunken in and less. I don't know. I haven't done this myself, but just it's like not a bad idea, right?
I don't know. I'm just curious because I don't know. I keep picturing like stuffing my face full of like peanuts or something to get chubby cheeks.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know, or perhaps it's I don't know. Maybe like Santa Claus filler. I really don't know. Katya Wunderland says, "Good morning, everyone, from my vacation in southern Switzerland." Oh man, we need vacations over here. Rosalie as well saying, "Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. However you're tuning in, we appreciate you. Make it a great day wherever you're tuning in." Now, there's a lot of stories like this one on. Officials are believing Nashville explosion is intentional. Did you see this, Jesse?
No, I did not. What explosion?
Yeah, according to this, officials believe that a Christmas morning explosion in downtown Nashville injured at least 3 people and damaged dozens of buildings was an intentional act. In a brief news conference, Metro Nashville police spokesman Don Aaron said the department's hazardous devices unit was headed downtown in response to a call about a suspicious vehicle when there was a significant explosion. And this is a major explosion. I'm just getting this right now. I'm going to pull up some images and get this for you. This is not something you want to see happen on Christmas Day. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to get some more information here. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned. Oh yeah, this is I thought it was going to be a slow day. All right, for those of you tuning in, we are just getting information on this. I saw this earlier, but I thought I wasn't sure what was going on there, and evidently this happened today. So the information is still coming in, but it was a significant explosion. And Jesse, I'm just telling you right now, this is not the type of thing that we want to see right now. Hold on, let me bring something up here.
Yeah, I just opened up my news page and that's the first thing that was on it.
Yeah. Here, hold on. I'll show you the pictures. Can you see that there?
Oh, wow, yeah. Honestly, didn't bother to look for too much news or open my news feed. Wow. This is something you would not expect to happen on Christmas. What the heck?
Yeah. They say it was an intentional act. That's what they believe. That's like a decimation of a whole. Yeah, the FBI, the ATF are involved. Everything on the street was fire. There were 3 cars that were fully engulfed.
Ooh.
Dozens of buildings have been damaged, mostly from having glass blown out.
30 seconds.
It's on the edge of Tennessee City's hospitality and tourist district in an old historic part of town. Add a couple more. I need to research this just a little bit more.
Yep.
This is one article. Hold on. Let's see here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Is this international? Is it drug related? Let me try. was a vehicle explosion. So that's okay. That's usually a terrorist act, right?
Usually, cars don't usually randomly explode.
Sorry, dude. Ah, brother of the world. All right, Nashville.
Unless it was built by Samsung. You remember their phones back in the days.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'll get what we got with this. All
Okay,
right,
I'm coming back in 15 seconds.
thank you.
5 seconds. I'm coming back.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show right here on ABC News Radio KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and others. We're just getting this information right now, which again, you don't want to hear at the top of the hour of a cold, wintry day. But this is the latest, which we're seeing from Nashville. And huge explosion, which is currently being investigated. It just happened earlier this morning, according to the latest information. And according to this, it's still obviously it's so new. This was this morning in downtown Nashville. It injured at least 3 people, damaged dozens of buildings. They're seen as an intentional act, and we're probably going to be getting more information across our news headlines every top of the hour on this specific thing. According to Metro Nashville Police spokesman Don Aaron, said the department's hazardous devices unit was headed downtown in response to a call about a suspicious vehicle when there was a significant explosion linked to that vehicle around 6:30 a.m. He says, we do believe that the explosion was an intentional act. 3 people have been transported to hospitals from the scene, but none are in critical condition, according to Nashville Fire spokesman Joseph Pleasant. The scene of an explosion is being seen by multiple agencies, both local and federal, including the FBI, the ATF, police, and Tennessee Highway Patrol are conducting a shutdown of the area for the investigation. Access from the interstate through the immediate area will be restricted. Eyewitness Buck McCoy said that the explosion took place right in front of his home, causing his windows to be blown in. Everything on the street was fire. He said there were 3 cars that were fully engulfed. Police previously tweeted the explosion took place outside 166 2nd Avenue North downtown. Nashville Mayor John Cooper said that dozens of buildings have been damaged, mostly from having glass blown out. Some buildings have been evacuated. That's according to the mayor, but he did not know how many buildings or how many people have been impacted. Said, quote, right now there's just a whole lot of glass damage on 2nd Avenue, but I guarantee this is something that we'll be seeing a lot more on the news as well. There is some stuff on Twitter as well as on Facebook, which you'll see as far as the smoke. But the devastation on that street looks like, and I don't want to use the words, but how would you describe that, Jesse?
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of words I can probably use, but just devastating. It kind of looks like a war zone.
That's not a regular
No.
situation. That I think, and I feel they're underplaying it because that looks like.
Yeah, it just looks like total destruction. I mean, I'll probably need some more pictures around the area and stuff like that, but it looks bad. It's not something you would think to happen on Christmas Day.
Yeah, for our radio audience, the best way to say it is it looks like, I don't even know how to it says, well, go ahead.
It's hard to describe because it's total destruction.
Yeah, one said there's just nothing left on 2nd Avenue. And that's in Tennessee. Or I'm sorry, that's in Nashville, Tennessee. So our thoughts and prayers go out to them. But obviously, a lot of people are probably going to have questions. What does this mean? Is this terrorist related? Is it local? What's going on? And are people safe in and around the country? So I don't know if it's an isolated event. I would imagine it is, or one would hope it is. And again, this information is still coming in pretty recent. I did see it, and I thought it may have happened over the last couple of days, but this is very, very, very new. And the devastation to the area honestly looks like giant bomb went off, right? I don't know how to explain it. Like as though it were in war times. Does that not make sense?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like there's nothing on the trees. It's just bare and just yeah, just destruction everywhere. It is not a pretty sight at all. I would
What?
describe it more, but I really don't want to put that image in your head.
Well, yeah, it's hard because with our radio audience, they're like, I don't understand. But certain trees look leveled. It looked like there was more than just a car explosion. It looks like there was an explosion inside a place. If you look at the footage, I'll just bring that up as well. That's one. That's the other. But look at how the trees are decimated, and like there was a blast from the inside of that building. Do you understand?
Yeah, see, look, that makes no sense because if it was just a car explosion, I don't see that kind of damage from a car explosion. So yeah, that it looks intentional.
It
It's
looks
just
like a nuclear bomb went off in that little area.
right. And you know what it kind of reminds me of, although they got it way worse. Do you remember when I think it was in Beirut when that ammonium nitrate exploded and it just leveled that giant chunk of the city?
Okay, and I'm not saying it was obviously. Let's see, is that Hooters? That's a Hooters, right? Right there,
Uh,
or
sure.
Turs? I don't know. Isn't that their sign typically? The one on the left. We're just looking at the images that we see right now, trying to make sense of it all. But obviously, federal when ATF is involved, yeah, we got questions that need to be answered. So we're going to take another break here on the morning show. Again, this is all speculative until, of course, investigations pending, but we'll see what happens around the corner on that. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned. All right, we're on our break right now. Whew. I'm looking at video footage, but it's not quite clear what's going on. But that is not just a car explosion. Not that massive amount. But I could see them trying not to worry people. I just hope that's an ice. I don't know how to say it. It would seem that it's an isolated event, right?
Right. Yeah, that has to be more than just a car explosion. It's too much. Unless it was like a RV filled with like fuel or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was near a Hooters. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very it's like downtown district. I'm looking at video footage right now. But there's a lot more than just that's not just a car bomb. That's something else. It just got leveled. Okay. All right. Well, there's that.
So apparently it might not have been a car, it might have been an RV.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I'm reading on the Twitter. People are
Okay.
talking about it. I don't know. There's just so much going on and so much information coming in. It's kind of hard to point out what's real and what's just speculation.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Twitter. Usually those things come in pretty quick with those. Let's see. It occurred at 6:30 a.m. 2nd Avenue North,
30 seconds.
which with equivalent let's see, with our time, that's what Tennessee's like 2 hours ahead of us, so it would have been like 4:30 our time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
20
so
seconds.
you can see a lot of news on that. I retweeted the information on my Twitter handle. So if you guys want to see that, go ahead and check it out. You'll see the latest there.
2 seconds and we're coming back.
All right. Thank you. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, of course, Periscope TV, Alexa, and don't forget Apple TV via our Periscope app. Glad to have each and every one of you with us. Again, we're just finding this news out to be a pretty significant one. We'll find more information as it comes in. According to the latest, which we're finding, 3 injured so far. Linked to an explosion to a vehicle in Nashville. It occurred at 6:30 a.m. in Nashville time. Police say they believe the explosion was an intentional act, which if you look at the images again, it's more than a car explosion. That's for sure. So I'm sure this information will come in pretty steady, as it is in a very historic. Let's just put it this way: if you've ever been to like Colorado Avenue or anywhere where it's like a nice little historic district, you have a couple of those in Riverside, right, Jesse?
Yes, we do.
I mean, all I could say is if it happened very early in the morning, there was probably limited lives lost, but at the same time, there are people that inhabit those buildings, right? Yes. Either like in the apartments or in the surrounding areas. So the fact that it happened that early in the morning does beg a lot of questions. So I'm sure we'll get more information on that as well. Switching gears up from that to something else. Of course, a lot of people are wondering, well, what do we do next? What are we going to do as time moves forward? Obviously, we've got to deal with coronavirus. Obviously, we've got to try to stay safe. And obviously, a lot of people are just trying to figure things out. At the end of the day, what are we going to do next? With good news, great news, amazing news, and then just like bombs going off, you got to say, okay, be careful out there and watch your surroundings, right? Watch your surroundings. If you feel that there's any type of odd, how do I put it, odd behavior by other people, or people just behaving strangely, honestly, then you just got to be careful of your current surroundings, because sometimes there's things going on. Sometimes there's trade wars, there's drug wars, there's things that you may not even understand going on. Child trafficking, we've been talking about that as of late, and there are just things that people are taking advantage of, which I don't know if they're taking advantage of the coronavirus situation or these are just things that are going to happen. I don't know that it's a terrorist event. So far, it doesn't seem like it is. I don't know that anyone in Nashville, Tennessee would want to do that. But again, I'm being very, very, very speculative of what happened in that current district. So we've seen other explosions in other areas of the country, which are oftentimes just kind of put under, you see a couple days, somebody says, oh, it was, a tiny, like a chemical fire plant or a firecracker situation. But we keep seeing this. I think we've seen this ever since mid-March. Do you remember that, Jesse? We were talking about that with a completely different country, which actually had like this huge explosion, but they caught that one on tape. This is nothing like that one. It almost looked like a nuclear bomb went off in that particular explosion. And I think they had one, maybe two, but we got to watch these things and be careful. Again, if you speculate anything, just be careful when out there. This is not something you want to hear on December 25th, Christmas Day, right?
Right. Yeah, that is not the one thing you want to hear. The only thing you want to hear is Santa Claus is coming or food's ready.
Or cheek fillers. Be careful with that and Moderna, right? Okay, we're going to take another break. We'll be right back with more comments coming up next here on the morning show. Stay tuned. Yeah, that one completely threw me off. I'm like, where do you go with that? Oh, wow. See this one? Yeah. Yeah, see, here's another one. Let me bring this up. 2 missing Central California boys, 3 and 4, has led police to investigate their home.
Oh no.
They were last seen playing outside in their backyard. That's according to their adoptive parents. New video shows an FBI forensic team searching outside the home. FBI agents and hazmat suits were seen on the property. Police haven't released any details about the investigation. Orrin and his younger brother Orson are both approximately 3 feet tall, weigh 30 to 40 pounds, and were last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and gray sweatpants.
See, this is where you would give them. Do you remember those tile things that we were talking about a few weeks back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw those on your kid. Boom. You always know where they are.
Yeah, and they do have particular watches, like T-Mobile sells those where you can track your kid. But at 3 and 4 years old, that's not even.
Yeah, I know, but it's crazy times. Better safe than sorry.
I mean, that's not even something you think about. But if they're adoptive parents, that you know what I mean? There's, I hate to say this, but sometimes adoption.
Yeah, I don't want to go into that little thing, but I know what you're going with that.
Yeah, because I've heard so many things about that.
Yeah. Yep.
Get lost in the system.
And it's just like you can't be safe there. And do you remember I can't remember their names. It was in Paris where this couple had like their kids locked down in their house.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like chained up to their beds for years. One of them escaped. It was really horrible. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, I
remember that?
I interviewed a girl who
20 seconds.
Was in that situation. She lives to tell the tale. She's like probably 35 now, but actually I know a couple of people that actually like were just held against their will.
That's not good. All right, we're coming back in
2
seconds. Oh, that's really not good.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, joining our live stream audience. If you're alive and well, stay alive and well. On Christmas Eve, there's no holiday for thousands of Southern California healthcare workers. This, according to a latest headline, like the one shown at Providence Holy Cross Medical Center in Mission Hills. And a lot of their pictures are being shown across ABC News national outlets. It's frustrating, according to Jenny Carrillo, who's a charge nurse, says it's frustrating when you're in for your 12-hour day, then you go home, or you see people out maybe not adhering to some of the guidelines. She went on to say, or maybe it hasn't impacted them personally, so they don't believe it's real or as bad. And that's really frustrating because every day I look into the eyes of someone who's struggling to breathe, who's struggling to get well. They want to be home with their family. Nurses and doctors have been working nonstop since March. They're fearful of what may come next. Carrillo said this: we are concerned that if people are gathering, that maybe we will see the surge in the cases, and then after the surge in cases comes the surge in hospitalizations in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Earlier this week, Holy Cross had 147 coronavirus patients across the hospital's 377 beds. The number of patients is more than double than what they saw during the first wave of the pandemic. Nurses say they're not just exhausted, but angry. Millions of Americans are traveling for the holidays, even though they've been urged not to. Dr. Jim Keeney with Mission Hospital and Mission Viejo says he doesn't know how much more the Orange County Hospital can handle. According to Keeney, he said, our biggest challenge is just taking care of all these patients. On any given day, most emergency departments are already bursting at the seams, so my concern is really resources. Are we going to have the resources to take care of our community? And I think at the end of the day, that's why I always say be very careful when it comes to getting sick and or any other situation, because unfortunately that's the situation we're finding ourselves in. So please be careful out there. How's your family holding up there, Jesse?
We're doing pretty good. My brother actually tested positive for COVID, but he's over it. He tested negative. He was out for 3 weeks, but he's fine. So staying healthy, we're good.
Yeah, I just recently came across some information of some family members that actually also tested positive, and I got to check up on them as well. But I will say this. Let's do some shout outs right now. Fernando is tuning in, says, saludos from Del Aire, California. Awesome. Travel Junkie says, good morning from and Merry Christmas. Travel Junkie 2 Stephanie Reed says, Merry Christmas for this glorious winter wonderland, this glorious day. Algenia says, good morning and still in bed, loving this weather. Just be safe and look out for neighbors. That's very true. All very true. And says we need to take serious guarding our children in the U.S. Very true as well. Okay, so other news, switching gears from one thing to another. Let's talk entertainment, shall we? Because I think we need some entertainment at this point. What's going on? What are some things that we need to look out for, Jesse?
Okay, so yeah, next Friday, Cobra Kai season 3. If you're not caught up, if you haven't watched it, now's the time. If you're a fan of the original Karate Kid, you'll most likely like the new series. Let's see. On HBO Max today, we have Wonder Woman 1984, which should pop up on their menu in about 20 minutes.
Oh, really? That soon?
Yeah, it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it should be released.
Oh,
and for the viewers for family, you have Disney Pixar's Souls, which got released today.
Right.
I'm actually excited for that one. I can't wait for that one.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some good stuff. So, okay, so that's a good point. Wonder Woman starting up and others. Soul does look pretty good, so we'll see about that. So very good. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back right after these messages with more. Stay tuned. Hmm.
One minute. $30 seconds.
All right. Hmm.
5 seconds. Coming back.
All right, thank you. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Of course, a lot of people taking it easy, and of course, rightly so. It's supposed to be fun time with the family and or relaxing time. Be careful out there. Obviously, lots of information coming in around the corner with this explosion situation's coming in pretty fast. So we'll be finding it as well as at the top of every hour as on the hour as well. Speaking of which, this is the latest news here. The GOP leadership is currently silent as COVID-19 relief hangs in limbo. The Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell now finds himself in the hot seat as Democrats begin rallying behind President Trump's efforts to more than double the direct payment checks Congress secured in the just passed coronavirus relief bill, leaving the fate of the aid package in limbo. During remarks Tuesday night, Trump signaled he would not sign the bill, which was passed with overwhelming support late Monday, unless Congress included $2,000 direct checks to Americans, a proposal that flies in the face of the demands made by many Senate Republicans, some of whom had a tough time swallowing the $600 checks currently in the bill. The aid package is tied to a large government funding bill that must be passed by Monday night. Yet as Congress stares down a looming government shutdown if Trump does not sign the bill, McConnell has so far been silent. Of course, after Trump's announcement, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tweeted that she was totally in support of Trump's $2,000 direct check idea and blamed Republicans for objecting to larger checks in the just passed bill. A little late, but I'm not going to say not needed, right, Jesse?
A little late. I think a lot of late.
Isn't this something we were talking about way back when?
Right? All they do is argue back and forth, yet we still pay them, and they want all this stuff. But you know what? Yeah, I don't know. It should never have been 600. It should always been 2,000. And
at minimum, the rate, the 1,200, I think, help people.
Right. And all these businesses are closing, people are hurting, losing, and it's just one check. It's not like we're getting it every month.
Well, and what's sad is I'm seeing a lot of people moving from one place to another, right? And I've seen a lot of like moving vans or moving trucks, which are they're moving out. And I say, well, just wait, because of course coronavirus is here. And although you may hear of situations coming, I feel government's going to have to do something for the people when it comes to rent and or space, because there's just some space that just cannot be paid for just yet because of the pandemic that we're currently in, and nobody's talking about it, and I wish they would. And people are starting to bunker down with the other friends or family, which I say, hey, if you got to do that, then do so. Be safe than sorry. I know, our family is of course concerned what's going to happen next, but I always say, look, things will work out. You got to trust and you got to believe it'll work out. And then worst case scenario, if it doesn't, you just say, okay, who can we call to, bunker down with? So Jesse, I might be calling you sometime soon. Just let you know. Okay. Just pick up the phone if I call.
Yep. Do you want to know what would make Congress go faster? Is if we give them $600. Instead of their regular payment, let's just give them $600. See how fast they move.
Well, they wouldn't move fast because they all have a lot of money hidden away, right? We already determined how many of them have like huge business influence and whatnot. They don't even need them. I don't know. Sometimes I think if you have people that are really in it to win it and they don't get paid off or paying their own pockets, they probably will do a little bit better down the line. I'm just saying. I don't know if there's anything to help that out just yet. But there you go. All right. So tuning in for more local news as well. Of course, at the top of every hour here on the morning show, you'll be able to find out more information. We're still trying to find more information about this Tennessee situation. For those of you just joining us, we will apprise you of the latest. And here it is. No injuries have been reported, but we're still getting information on this. A parked recreational vehicle exploded in what was believed to be an intentional act. This was this morning at approximately 6:30 Tennessee time. If you have friends or family in the area, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are waking up to this news as well. Be safe over there. And of course, watch your surroundings. The explosion knocked out one officer to the ground. Another officer sustained temporary hearing loss. 3 people have been taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Again, no significant injuries have been reported, but that's if you look at some of the pictures, I'm sure there's some buildings on the inside that they're probably still going to be trying to find. The debris field extends for at least a few blocks. Streets around the exploded vehicle are being closed down. President Donald Trump, Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Chad Wolf, and Acting Attorney General Jeff Rosen have been briefed on the incident. The FBI is now the lead investigative agency. Agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives are responding. And that's the latest information that we have. Again, if you're in the Tennessee area, please, 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 please be careful. Again, I don't want to say this is an isolated event. I hope it is an isolated event, but if it is one of many to come, we still have to be careful. I have a friend who works at Homeland Security, which a while back, I know there was a situation in LA that could have been potentially harmful, but sometimes you have to trust Homeland Security to do the right thing, and trying to find the investigations, trying to get through to the people, review the people, of course, process the people, and of course, get through. It's just something that's been happening in the U.S. for quite some time. Sometimes it's drug related, sometimes it's more than that, and sometimes it's international related. Hopefully it won't be anything international anytime soon. And again, everything I'm saying is speculative, but you got to be careful out there. You just have to be careful. So please be careful. Please do the right thing. And there you go. All right. I'm going to take another break here. I know we're taking more than necessary breaks, but I just want to make sure we get the latest information on this and make sure we're sharing it appropriately. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned. Yeah, see, this happened recently in Afghanistan. 2 Afghan army officers, including a battalion commander, were killed Friday when their vehicle was hit by a roadside bomb in the northern Balkh province. In Afghanistan, no one claimed responsibility just yet. The Taliban announced the release of 30 imprisoned Afghan security personnel. The IS affiliate in Afghanistan has claimed responsibility for multiple attacks in the capital of Kabul in recent months, including on educational institutions that killed 50 people, most of them students. Again, this is around the same time. People that know the area know that that's kind of a very common thing, sadly, in other parts of the world. But I believe they're probably looking at, are they related or not? Again, if you're just joining us, we're trying to get caught up on late breaking news here. And as information like this comes out, especially when it's here on the home front, usually during Christmas, you go out, granted you have face masks and whatnot, but you got to be careful of your surroundings if this is the situation you currently find yourself in. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We're trying to find out the latest on some large intentional explosion damages. This is according to WKRN. Again, different news agencies are reporting it differently. The explosion happened in the area of 2nd Avenue, Broadway, near Commerce Street, that occurred around 6:30 a.m. Friday, again, Tennessee time. Heavy black smoke can be seen rising above the affected area. The Metro Nashville Office of Emergency Management told News 2, which was a local affiliate, that a parked RV exploded and caused damage to several buildings. Back to what you were saying earlier, Jesse. This is the latest, a couple pictures that we have of the scene. Again, devastation in the area, just terrible devastation, and something that you wouldn't expect to see on a Christmas morning, right? December 25th, again, a time meant to be peaceful, loving, and pretty much just that. But foul play was not suspected at first. Metro Nashville Police Department spokesperson Don Aaron said police now believe the explosion was an intentional act. Shots were also fired at some point before the explosion. This is new information I'm getting. Again, this is from WKRN. Obviously, certain things still need to be revealed and or shared, and we'll see a lot more information on this. The immediate downtown area has been sealed off. Explosive detection dogs are conducting sweeps of the area for any other devices. They said they have no indication of a second device. They're sweeping the area out of an abundance of caution. Nashville Fire's Joseph Pleasant said 3 people have been transported to the hospital. None of the injuries at the time for those transported were said to be critical. The Department of Justice released the following statement, said Acting Attorney General Jeff Rosen was briefed on the Nashville incident earlier this morning and directed that all DOJ resources be made available to assist in the investigation. The White House also released the following statement. President Trump has been briefed on the explosion and will continue to receive regular updates. The president is grateful for the incredible first responders and praying for those who were injured. So again, lots of information coming in there. And according to this, it looks like it's very near the coast, by the way. I'm looking at some of the pictures, which is the local area there. Because have you ever been to Tennessee, Jesse?
No. I always wanted to go, though. Seems like a cool city.
Yeah, and some of these images are a little alarming. So to give you some perspective of the area, and again, I'm still getting this information pretty fast. Well, let me ask you, Jesse, when you first hear a situation like this, what's the first thing that you think of that comes to your mind? Because you're pretty intuitive too.
What do you mean, like explosion?
Yeah.
Ooh, not that. I don't know. It's like I'm usually when I think of an explosion, I would think of like a little car explosion or like a house fire. But this kind of it looks like a war zone. That's all it is to say. Just this little street in downtown. Well, I don't think it's a little street, but yeah. What is that? Is that a bullet hole?
I don't know.
It's probably shrapnel from the explosion.
Well, I think that was it looks like it's in somebody's house. And
Yeah.
so the surrounding areas, and that's very high up though. Do you see that? Like,
Yeah.
If you look at the picture, you see the street below. You see the Christmas tree on the inside. So whatever was in that, imagine that coming into your house early morning, Christmas morning.
Yeah, I can't even fathom that. And it has to be intentional. I mean, RVs don't just explode unless they're cooking meth in there or something. I really don't see just a random RV exploding.
Yeah, I really don't. And again, we're still finding the information. You'll see smoke and debris, but you'll see that that's very near the coastline right there.
Yeah, or river.
Yeah, and definitely a very popular location. You could tell. I mean that's like a tourist spot, right? It looks like someplace I would tour.
Right, it looks like it.
So lots of surrounding buildings there. Again, I've never been to Tennessee. I know friends and family that have certain real estate there as well, or vacation there. I know many musicians. I have quite a few musicians that live in the area as well. But I'm sure we'll find out more information around the corner on that. So whatever you're doing, please be careful. Remember to think of others as well. in your neck of the woods and or around. And please, please, please be careful when venturing out. The fact that this is happening on this type of day begs the question: what's happening in our world? In completely, I believe, unrelated news, but somewhat related, perhaps. Oh, I hope not. Is more explosions happening, or a roadside bomb in Afghanistan, actually, which of course is going through a lot of turmoil there. 2 Afghan army officers, including a battalion commander, were killed today when their vehicle was hit by a roadside bomb in the northern Balkh province. Spokesperson for the army in the country's north said Captain Mohammed Pekar and another officer were killed and 2 other soldiers were wounded in the explosion, which took place between Balkh and Charbolak districts. The attack was the latest amid relentless violence in Afghanistan, even as Taliban and Afghan government negotiators hold talks in Qatar, trying to hammer out a peace deal that could put an end to decades of war. No one immediately claimed responsibility for Friday's bombing. They blamed the Taliban, who are active in both districts and regularly launch attacks against Afghan security forces. Elsewhere, the Taliban announced the release of 30 imprisoned Afghan security personnel on Thursday in the southern Kandahar province's Panjwai district. Again, no truth to the rumor that they are related, but you always look at for similarities between different areas when you have certain explosions happen in any given time. So again, you got to trust the local authorities. Be careful with your current situation. If you're in a very public place like this, just be careful. And I'm not saying don't have some fun out there. Be safe. Then sorry, of course, wear your face masks, but just be very, very, very cautious of your surroundings. This is not something we want to see and or talk about, but again, it is something we need to be very well aware of. Okay, I'm out of time. That's Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse. Make it a great day and be safe out there, okay?
You too. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great day.
All right, for the rest of you tuning in, again, thank you. I appreciate you. Maria says, good morning. Merry Christmas, everyone. And let's see. Oh, no, Algenia says, just roll over with pillow on head. Yes, got relatives in Nashville. Again, very interesting news over there. Luz Ivalde says, hello. Mary and Mary. There you go. And again, we got questions that need to be answered. But again, if you want to tune in to every hour on top of the hour, download the app. It's KMET 1490 AM. It's available on your iPhone. It's available on your Android device. And you can check it out very, very easily there. Okay, people, I'm out of time. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. And enjoy some time with the family. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Again, safely. Social distance and all that. Bye-bye.